So today we're going to explain why the West revolves around a housing Ponzi scheme and why it will never end ever. House prices will always go up. The government will make sure the houses go up. And the reason is the West currently produces nothing. It imports everything from other places, either raw materials or finished goods, raw materials from Russia or Argentina, Brazil, and finished goods from China, right? China, South Korea, Japan. So they need the Ponzi scheme. They are useless. They have a bloated welfare system, and we're going to see this very, very quickly. So first instance at the top here, we have three people. They each own a house worth $1. They each start off with $1, $1, $1, $1, and this is the only guy who actually works. These two are bums. They rely on the government. They're welfare bums, like pretty much everyone. Okay, so this guy over here is the only one who works. He has to import $1 worth of food from abroad because obviously they make nothing in their country. He imports it in and he sells it to these guys. He takes $2 of their dollars. They come over here. 2 plus his 1 is 3. He keeps 2. He has to send 1 out. Simple? Right, perfect. So he's the only one left. They're left penniless. He's left with $2. The government essentially has to tax him those $2 and then split it, but then they have to borrow another one to reset him back to 1, because obviously there's only $2 in the economy. Started off with 3, there's 2 here. They're in trouble, so they would have to borrow in order just to reset them back to 3. Tax him and then reset back to 3. That is the only way they could do that. So that's a really bad system, essentially bankrupt. What happens if house prices go up? Here we have next scenario. The house price has gone up double to $2, right? These guys still start off with $1. This guy's, again, the same guy, still importing only $1 worth of stuff. But as they start off with $2 now, because their house, they can borrow against their house value, they can remortgage. They can borrow against that house value. So now they have $2, right? And they're gonna go, and like there they had $1, here they have $2. He goes, each have to spend the food that he sells them. He sells them the food. And again, he starts off with 2, takes all their $1, which is 4, has to send 1 out. He's left with $3. So this guy's done 1 better, but these 2 have gone down. Okay, but still, they're left with $1, which is better than before. Now let's go extreme, and that's basically what's happened in Western economies. Currently, house prices have spiraled out of control. In the 1950s, the average house price was 2.5 times a US person's wages. It's now around 25 times, okay? That's the average. So from 2.5 to 20, 25. In China, it's even worse. I think it's like 100 or so. It's something insane, right? China being the worst case. So here we have $100 each of their houses worth. They're each worth therefore $100. This guy's still importing his $1. They have to go and pay for him, blah, 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 blah. They're still left with $99. These guys who are basically the same people. It's the same people. It's the same houses. Nothing has changed it. It's the same economy. Buying the same goods. There's no difference between this and this. The only difference is we've added 2 zeros here. Through money printing, don't worry, through money printing, which is what the government does very, very well, through money printing and inflating house prices, they have created wealth. Alchemy, if you like, right? They have created wealth. They have made these people, which are exactly the same people with exactly the same assets as over here, through money printing, that much richer. So it's perfect. However, the reality in our society now is, sadly, this is the reality. These 2 people don't even have houses anymore. And so they don't have $100. They're back to 1. And therefore, this guy is the only guy who's got money, and this is the only guy who can get taxed, and he has to redistribute his wealth to them. And so they're left with, I don't know, whatever you want to put there, they're left with. The government has to redistribute from him because they have no houses, because the government has not built houses, they've imported immigrants, and this is our reality of scenario now. Only one guy's getting rich, only one guy's selling, only one guy's got the property, and these 2 are worse than serfs in the Middle Ages, worse than anyone. Serfs in the Middle Ages had their own houses. Don't worry, they had their own houses. They didn't own the land it was on, but they did have their own houses. They have to pay absorbent rent, exactly like the serfs. and they earn a pittance of their economic output. At least the serfs, however much you grew, you kept more. With these guys, doesn't matter what they do, they earn a pittance wage. Doesn't matter what output they give, what customer service they give, it is irrelevant. They earn nothing, they own nothing, and they are not happy. Luckily, the government does brainwash them through Netflix and free internet and sports and stupidity, so they don't even know they're being totally hustled. So yeah, that's our society nowadays. Dependent on this, that's the only economic growth in the country, is the inflation of house prices. For him to get richer, and so the GDP gets richer because he goes from 100 to 1,000 to 10,000. These guys still the same, still penniless, still penniless. This guy, GDP looks great, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. Nothing happening. As the famous example is, you have 100 poor people on a bus, and Elon Musk walks on. What is the average GDP on that bus? $100 million each. Yeah, but that's not real because Elon Musk has it all. So that is the point of these fake GDP stats. That is reality.